So how many of you feel like you've ultimately reached the biggest impact you can have on your clients, on your community, with your businesses? Anyone? Right? Everybody has that feeling that even if you're a staff member, an employee here, not a business owner, you have that feeling you have a little bit more to give, right? There's something else there. It's that thing in the pit of your stomach that tells you I got to do just a little bit more. And sometimes it's really confusing. Sometimes it's scary. And you don't know what to do, right? Sometimes it's really overwhelming. So what I want to share with you today is things I'm still working on myself. I would be a hypocrite to stand up here and say I don't have to work on this stuff every day, just like you do. Right? Because we constantly have to strive for a little bit more. But I'm going to show you how to reach in to create some structure. We're going to share 3 really big points with you today. Right? So with this, how would you guys like to take your performance to the next level, discover success, uncover your unique abilities without having to waste tons of time, years on struggle and trial and error? How many of you guys have tried that method? Like, to try it out, I'm just going to do it on my own. Everyone in here, because you're an entrepreneur and you think you can do it on your own. You think you've got the smarts up here to outsmart the system, that there's a better way to do things and it's your way. And you can add your own flavor to it, but what if there was a better way, a faster way, a simpler way to get the results you wanted? Right, that's what I want to show you guys here today. Is that cool? Is that cool with you guys? Okay, cool. Because if not, I know this stuff. I got it. We can go to social. That's the fun stuff, right? Cool. We'll go into this stuff, but before we do that, we got to talk about a few things that are going to hold you back. Things that, if we don't address now, are going to keep us from implementing the 3 things I'm going to teach you later. First thing we have to look at is it's really not your fault. Right? This is not your first seminar for most people, or a live event, or continued education course, right? You guys have all tried stuff before. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Sometimes you leave disappointed. Right? Sometimes it's really frustrating. But it's not your fault if you haven't been there yet. If you haven't got to where you want to go yet, it's absolutely not your fault, because we all have to go through that process, right? There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of conflicting information. There's a lot of people pulling at your attention, so it can be really confusing, right? Your clients go through the exact same thing. Lots and lots of information on how to get the results that they want, but they're not sure, right? We have to kind of be okay with where we're at right now. From there, I need us to erase fear. How many of you, like, if you're being honest, are a little bit scared to put your goals out there, to try something new? Because you might fail. What does it mean if you fail? If we go back to the last slide, nothing. That's just part of the path to success, right? So right now, we have to erase this fear. The fear that it's not going to work. The fear that you can't do it. The fear that you're not sure about yourself. I'm telling you right now, you've got it in you. We just got to tap into it. It's all right there. You just got to tap into it. And we'll show you how to do that. And there's no magic. This isn't like the mumbo-jumbo stuff that a lot of people are going to talk to you about. Right? We have to first address this. Like, this is your enemy. This is what your clients think personal training is. This person on their phone, I don't know what exercise that is, but she's trying really hard, though. Like, she's trying hard, and this dude is like, I don't know what he's doing. I know, but I don't know how she's doing. I don't know what this is. I'm not sure. I'm afraid if I do this, I'll like fat guy in a little coat this thing, and it'll rip off, right? So we won't do that. But this is what we're up against. It's an uphill battle. But you can make an impact, right? You impact one life. You impact a family. Right? You can start to change communities. It's your job to change this. It's your job to change the perception of what the industry is. That's what we've set out to do. That's why we want to work with you. Like, this person is not in this room. Right? I don't know where they're at. They're probably watching something on Netflix, or like getting ready for it is Friday, right? Friday night, party night, or whatever they're doing, right? That's probably what they're texting. They're texting their Friday night plans. This is what people think of when they think of personal training. We have to overcome that. We got to kind of band together and do that. That's why we bring the community together. That's why you can elevate. And I'm not going to tell you that one way of training is better than another. Like, I don't care what you do, right? You guys are good at that stuff. What you're not good at is figuring out how to tap into your potential as a business owner. take you from awesome trainer, awesome technician, changer of lives, to changing a lot of lives to a business, right? And you're probably a little suspicious because Nick told you about all the experts out there, right? Those 4 levels, well, I'm a marketer. That's what I do. Let's just say it, right? You guys hear, everyone says, like, oh, I get your emails. They're awesome. And then what did Mike say when I'm out of earshot? They're like, that dude, it bugs me all the fucking time. And I do, but it's for your own good. It's because you need to hear the things over and over again, so you're probably a little suspicious. You tried this stuff before. It hasn't worked, right? You're not sure. But what I'm not going to tell you is like, rah, rah, let's find your passion. We're not doing that speech today, right? This is going to be actual tangible things we're going to take away, right? It's up for you. It's up to you to believe whether we can do this or not, whether you can do it or not. We've got to erase that fear, right? You've got to be able to embrace this stuff, so we've got to get over that stuff. And I always want you to be a gold digger, right? Gold, not gold. Your biggest dreams can be a reality, right? How many of you have a dream, a goal, a vision that you haven't told anyone yet, right? You guys haven't expressed it. Marshall's over here like, I'll tell everybody my goal. Because his is to get 6 packs, and he's already got them. I mean, it's not fair. But how many have a business goal or a life goal, something you really want to aspire to, but you've never told anybody? You keep it down here, and you keep it to yourself. Am I the only one that's done that? Right? Why do you do it? Because you're taught from a young age to fit in the box, right? Don't think that far. Don't tell people that stupid stuff, right? Just follow the path. That ain't you. It's not why you're in this room. We can't follow the same rules, so you got to be okay to embrace your goals. You got to be okay to share them, put them out there, tell people about them, because that's how we start to make them a reality. Okay? And they can come true. They can happen, and I don't know what that is for you guys. I don't know what your biggest goal is. I don't know if it's a 400-person facility, 5 facilities, if it's just, hey, I just want to run a business where I make 6 figures, and I get to go home to my family at dinner time every night. It doesn't really matter what your biggest goal is. You have to know that you can reach it, right? So you have to set this stuff up, because now I want to tell you about my goals for today. My goals are to teach you how to create some structure and protection around yourself. Do you ever feel like you're the one that's taking all the shots? You're the one that has to deal with all the fires, all the problems, all the pissed off clients, right? Paying all the bills. You take all the stress home. How do we protect you from that stuff? Because if we don't create that, who's going to? You're out there in your business all alone. You don't have to be. We're going to implement a really simple plan for growth. You can't grow your business if you don't have control over that. Right? You lose a lot of control in everything. And then from there, I want you to be able to define your purpose, right? But more than just your purpose, your unique strengths, your abilities, I want to figure out how to harness those strengths and really tap into that stuff, okay? And I really want to show you that the only way to get there, the fastest way to get there, is through high-performance coaching. Okay? I just don't know of a better way. I don't know a faster way. Is this self-serving? Absolutely. But you've seen the results. You can talk to anybody in the room, and you're going to hear some stories today. This absolutely is the fastest path. So what are you going to get out of this if, there's 3 types of people in this room that are going to get something out of this. First, we have the people just starting out. Right? You're just not there yet. You've broken through, first couple stages of the business, right? Sell, you got that down, market. Maybe you haven't figured out the systems yet. Right? I'm going to show you how to create that growth. The growth's going to spark and give you the opportunities, being able to market, being able to grow, being able to challenge yourself. That's going to spark the opportunities to be able to hire people, create systems, outsource things. I'm going to show you how to do that, right? I'm going to teach you how to break through this, create some structure and space for yourself. For those of you guys in the room that are in people, not just guys, people in the room that are at that next level, right? Things are running smooth, hitting my goals. I've got things figured out. But I got this other project. I got this other thing I'm thinking of. I got bigger things I want to accomplish, but I can't quite make that time to do them. I can't figure out how to put all the pieces together. I'll show you how to do that. And then finally, there's some people in the room that support you, support the business owners here. Maybe you do have aspirations to be a business owner. If so, I hope I inspire you to do that. I hope I inspire you to provide and contribute as much to your employer, to your boss, to the business owner in this room, as you possibly can. You can take these things. Right? Mike shared a story yesterday about a new book he's writing, and it fits really well into this with the protection theme. but he talked about efficiency and how things build, and beehives grow really fast. And the reason that they do that is because they protect the queen. The queen's job is to lay eggs. The lay eggs, it builds the beehive. The bigger the beehive gets, their job is to protect that queen, right? Well, if you work for someone, if you're a trainer, an employee, a staff member, an admin, if you're an office manager, a general manager, whatever you are, if you own your job and you protect that business owner, they're going to be able to provide so much more for you. Right? You can maximize your potential there, and there's nothing wrong with being in that place, owning that and dominating that. There's 3 types of people in the room we can work with. So a quick story of kind of my journey in going through this is 2 years ago. It was actually 2 years ago in October. I sat in a room. This just isn't a random smiling guy. This is Alex Sharfin, and he wrote a book called Entrepreneurial Personality Type. And I sat in this room. It was the Genius Network. I snuck in through the back door. That's funny. You guys are rough today, seriously, right? Okay, so now the fake laugh doesn't do me any good. Come on. So that's Genius Network, but it's just a network of high performers, business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, people doing all sorts of things. They just come together, a conference much like this. And this kind of quirky guy gets up on stage, and he starts talking about this entrepreneurial personality type and these weird things that kind of drive an entrepreneur, a business owner. And I sat there in the back of the room, and I was like, I'm not totally fucked up. Like, yeah, cool. Like, there are other people like me, right? This is okay. It's okay to need protection. It's okay to need support. It's okay to need these things, and it's okay to strive for momentum. And when you come to that realization, it starts to open up your eyes, right? It starts to make you feel like you belong. There are other people like you. You guys have to know they're okay. Like, that's okay to be that way, and there's people in here like that. That was my epiphany moment, right? My moment where I was like, okay, this is cool. I can embrace this. It's normal. I'm not just like this anxiety-ridden psycho. Some people might not agree with that assessment in the room, but it's okay to be that way, right? You just have to understand it, and it's being aware. And then, I was laser pointing, not clicking. Do you ever feel like you're taking crazy pills in your business? Right? Anybody remember this movie, Zoolander? Yeah. You know, right? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. So I sat in a meeting one time, a mastermind meeting, actually. I think Tiffany is the only person in the room, a surviving member of that group. 16th floor of the Brown Hotel in Louisville. And I literally had like a meltdown moment at this meeting. I had a really successful business. From the outside, things seemed like it should just be really good, easy, right? What's this guy have to worry about? I was working 16, 18 hours a day, 6 days a week, never able to do anything. So Saturday nights and Friday nights sometimes too turned into, I'm going to go blow off steam in several unhealthy ways. I haven't broke that habit completely yet, but working on that, right? You go out there, and I literally had a meltdown moment and didn't know what to do. Right? So I've been in your shoes. And sometimes these really successful businesses, the ones that look good on the outside, that's not always what it's about. Right? The grow mentality can just give you bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger problems. And I don't want that for any of you. Right? If I can take that away, if there's one thing I can provide for you in your big breakthrough, I want you to take one thing away that eliminates that from you. I never want you to have to experience that moment that I went through. So I know what I was feeling inside, and I can joke about it, and we can laugh, and I'll do that, I think, as a defense mechanism, but I never want anyone to feel that way about themselves. It's a really bad place to be, and I'd expect that some of you have probably already been there. Some of you might be there right now. So that's the one thing I want to get from this. Right? I want to give you that. You don't have to go through that. So now let's dive into what we need to talk about. You need to create your own journey. This isn't about what I want for you. It's not about what anyone else wants for you. As a business owner, you have to create your own path. We can give you the structure. And we can give you the road to lay out. It's hard work. You're going to have to roll it out, and you go at whatever direction you want to go. Right? The only thing that matters is that you end up where you need to be to consider it a success. That's it. So, you're going to hear some stories today. You're going to hear different levels of success, what it means to different people. And I don't want you to assess yourself or your performance based off of that. Take the principles, take the things they've learned, learn those lessons, model their successes, learn from their failures, but create your own path, right? Not mine, not anyone else's. So that's a dangerous place to go. So now, there's 3 secrets to this. Right? There's 3 secrets I've learned and I want to share with you. And the first one, there's a growth formula. Right? We have to learn how to put the marketing and sales together. We have to learn how to attract clients to the business because that creates life for your business. That's oxygen for your business. We have to do that, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Next, I'm going to show you how to create structure and protection for yourself. Right? We've got to create those things so that you can do more, open up more of your time, eliminate some of the stress and the chaos. And then finally, we need to tap into your unique abilities. We need to figure out what's your driver, what's your purpose. Okay? I'm going to lay this out really, really structured. It follows the 5 stages very well, so you're already familiar with some of this stuff. So 1, the growth formula. How do you create your own formula for business growth? How many of you just have more clients than you know what to do with right now? Like more, oh man, you can leave. I'm just joking, Clay. Step number 2, right? If you've already got that thing figured out, that's awesome. Right? Cool part about it is when you can master step number 1, secret number 1, you can turn it on and off as you need to. But I have ultimate control. Want to grow into a second location? Cool, I know how to market. I've got the formula figured out. Turn it up. Don't need to pull it back. Want to work on systems, need to structure it, need to free up some of my own time? Cool, pull it back. But this gives you ultimate control over your business. Right? And it's not just a random barrage of marketing activities. It's not just going to be Facebook ads. Right? I'm not showing you an algorithm. I'm going to show you something anyone can use in this room. You can take it from here today. So how do you hack success? Right? I'm not a very patient person. So I like to hack things. And this isn't a shortcut. Right? Hacking isn't about what's the easy route, what's the shortcut. What I want to learn is, can I accelerate my progress? Can I avoid the mistakes? Can I figure out what other people have done? If I could shorten your learning curve by 3 to 6 months of learning how to market, how to grow your business, think about how much faster you can grow. If you could get 10, 15, 20, 30 leads wherever you're at every month, if we can hack that, if we can figure that out, what can we do? What does that give us the opportunity to do for your business? So when we look at hacking, it's like, what are we talking about? And it's just modeling success. That's all hackers do. They look at data, they model success. They figure out what's working, whether it's from another industry, your own industry, a competitor. You figure out what you can do better. You look at the data and you model success, and that's really all you have to do. It's a simple numbers game. That's it. So I want to open your eyes to this and start thinking about this. Like, you do have control over whatever you want in terms of your marketing. You can control this stuff. So the very first step is you have to have a brand identity. If you don't have an identity for your brand, and I'm not talking about the Coca-Cola brand or branding in a sense of spending a lot of money to put my message or my, the colors of my business or my logo out there. Your brand is your message. It's what people think of. It's the things people think about when they hear about your business or when they think fitness. You want someone to think, when I think a certain result, when I want weight loss in my community, you want them to think of your brand. That's where it becomes really powerful. So what is your brand identity? Your brand identity is who you are. Who you are, but more importantly, what do you do? What's the impact? And it's beyond personal training. It's beyond group training, right? We look at 3 layers of your core offer, the thing that's at your core. The first layer is very strategic, personal training, semi-private training, whatever you do. It's not important that what one you do. It's important that you have one and that you own it. And then we look at how you deliver it, and then we look at what's the marketability. Think about this. We talked about personal training. So if you just market yourself as a personal trainer, the brand, the image that pops in your head was that guy on the screen. Like it or not, that's what you're risking. So you've got to create yourself. You've got to create differentiators. You got to figure out what you really do for your clients. And it's more than just helping them lose weight, right? A lot of people, that's the result, but there's an underlying thing. It's the so what. Why do they want to lose weight? Is it health? Is it confidence? Is there something just deep inside they don't like about themselves? You figure that out, you've got a lot of power there. Right? But so then we look at who you serve. So what do you do? Who do you serve? You have to know the deepest pains, fears, desires, and challenges of who you're targeting. Who are the clients I want to attract in my business? And Mike went over a lot of stuff this morning. He gave a lot of great things, and it aligns already with what we have, tools you have in your alignment manual that we've given you. But you've got to think past the surface level. And really when you're solving pains and challenges for people and you're helping them reach their biggest desires, the things they may not even know that they want out of themselves, that's when you start to create a really powerful brand. And then finally, you have to be able to clearly communicate why you're different. And the biggest mistake that I see fitness professionals that we work with make when they look at why am I different, how do I communicate that, is they communicate it in a way that means something to you, to your business. The question you have to ask is, so what? If you told that to a client or a potential client, would they say, so what? Why does that matter to them? They don't care that you program design. They don't care how you run your program, what type of training. They don't care about any of this. They don't care about accountability. They want the result. They want the end feeling. And more than just the result, it's that emotion. When you can tap into the emotions of people, now you've got something really powerful. You know how to motivate them, persuade them, and move them through. So you have to get your brand identity down, and it's really just what, who, why. 3 questions you have to ask. And then, very self-serving, I think the best model, because it's self-serving because I created it, is the AAA model of marketing, right? It's the AAA marketing method. This is the only marketing method I know of that has been taught to fitness professionals or really anywhere where we don't just focus on the frustrating go network. How many of you have been incredibly frustrated by listening or reading a blog post or listening to advice of like, go network, hey, you need to implement a referral program or do Facebook ads, right? And then it doesn't work for you like everybody promised. And it's not that everything's going to work right away, but what we have to look at is you have to manage the activities and behaviors. That's the equivalent. If I were to tell you that as your business coach, and I said, all right, Danny, go network, go get more clients. That's the equivalent of Danny turning back to me and saying, hey, Ryan, go work out to get in better shape. Cool. What do I do? I don't know. So you have to manage the behaviors. You have to break this all the way down to the actions and behaviors that deliver the result, because there's certain things you just can't control about marketing. You can't control if your client gives you the referral. What can you control? How many times you ask. Then I can look to follow the rest of the steps, which we'll talk about in a second. You can't control how many people in your network come and join your program, but what you can control is how many people you reach out to every week or every month or every day. You can control trying to set a target for how many people you add to your network, how many you're going to go out and meet every day. So we have to break this down into actions, into habits, into behaviors that are going to deliver the results that we want. And when we do that, this is your marketing formula. Right? So we get to the AAA, we get to the action plan, we walk through that, but how we get there is we look at your strengths. Right? How many of you have thought about a marketing, so let's just use Facebook ads for an example. If you're going to try this on your own and not leverage someone like CJ to run your ads for you, and you sat there like, I'm going to run Facebook ads, and then you started and you're like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm not sure what the best way is. I don't know how to build a page. I don't know the model. I don't know how to write copy. And then you go dump a bunch of money into this. Well, if you don't have a budget and you're not good at that stuff, we have to look at maybe that's not the best route. Right? You don't have to do everything. So you have to define your assets. What are the skills, strengths, resources you have available? What's at your disposal? And to look at that, then we have to create an arsenal. These are just your marketing weapons you put out into the world. It's the array of things, the way you're going to attract clients. And you break that down based off your strengths. So you guys are good in front of people. Imagine you're good communicators. You can speak to people. Networking should be relatively easy for you. If it's not and you're an introvert, we can find different ways to manipulate that to make it easier. Right? You might say, hey, I just love writing emails. So we look at email marketing. But when we play to your strengths, you're much more likely to actually do the things that you need to do. Right? It's just like your clients. If you made things easy for them, you start with small steps, little habits, right? It makes it a lot easier for them to do. Same with your marketing. Start with that. Then we create an action plan. What do you do every day? What do you do every week? How are you keeping score of the marketing activities, the things that are going to deliver the results, the things you can actually control? And then the missing piece, the thing that no one really ever teaches, is the measure, optimize, repeat. Marketing's a lot of failure. It's a lot of trial and error, right? We don't always hit a home run right out of the gate with marketing. Not everything's going to bring in 20 or 30 new clients. But what we can do is track it. Where did my lead sources come from? How many networking leads did I get? How many referrals did I get? What did I get from Facebook or social media? Where did these leads come from? When we do that, it gives us a really good sense of what the most valuable deployment of our time, energy, and resources are. Most of you don't have 20, 30 hours a week to spend on marketing. So if you had 1 hour a week, where would you devote that time? If you had $1 left to spend on marketing, where would you spend it so that you got the biggest return? That's what this stuff tells you to do. So when you break it down into simple habits, simple action plans, behaviors that you can manage, right? Because networking, hey, I want to get 20 new clients. That seems like a really big goal. That's a giant uphill battle. But when we break it down and say, okay, we're going to do these 3 things to bring these new clients in, and each day all I need to do is know I need to call 5 people in my network. I'm going to start a conversation with them. I'm going to see what opportunities come up. Every week I'm going to ask at least 2 clients for a referral. I'm going to implement my referral rewards system. Every week I'm going to post 1 new blog post that's going to address the biggest concern that my clients have right now, or potential clients have right now. You can manage those behaviors, right? We see if you get the results that you want. We optimize it. We get rid of the stuff that doesn't work. We bring in new things that do work. And you just repeat the cycle over and over again. It sounds an awful lot like a training plan, doesn't it? Put it together, create the template, structure it, track it, optimize and repeat. Really, really simple. It doesn't have to be complex. And you guys have all the resources that you need. So now you guys know the pieces. You know all the pieces to a successful growth formula.